that would be difficult for them because that's not something that either one of us would entertain. We don't do other. We've never done drama with each other. So if somebody wants to come in dramatic, then,
that's just a different thing. But yeah, that's it. I hope that answered your question. That was kind of a long roundabout way of doing it, but I hope that answered that question.
All right, y'all. So I had to do some AV stuff, trying to get it together, and also stream it down on our Instagram account as well. So welcome. Sorry about all the shakiness. We got it going. And to that question, first of all, I'm not looking for a third or fourth. I mean, I wasn't looking for a second, but you know what I'm saying? Open to it, but I'm not looking for that. Anybody taking applications. So, but one of the great things is that when you marry women, it's your responsibility as a man to choose well. Okay. So I knew, even with choosing, Coach Nyla, that it was not going to be drama. I already knew that Coach Fatimah already respected herself, respected Islam, and so on. So at the worst, they want to be cordial, all right, and have common courtesy as, with another human being. Outside of that, of course, there's roller coasters of emotions and stuff like that. And we're talking about that in the course that we're filming. So, just to say, I mean, it is what it is. And plus, at the same time, I'm a different person. When I first got married at 19, I wouldn't be getting married kind of for the same things, the same outlook, with not having the amount of wisdom and experiences at that time, or that I got married at in my 30s when I married Coach Nazir. So, it's different for me. But I would rather focus on, as a parent, helping my children choose some good, righteous spouses and go from there, especially because my our oldest are daughters. So they need to be married, and there's not really a good plethora or huge availability of what I consider to be men that qualify or are worthy. So with that being said, yeah, that's all.
And our daughter, she reads the comments. She supports us. She supports our channel. She thinks we're cute. That's all you're getting with her. She's not going to give you all of it. So if she says we're cute, then we're gorgeous. That's what that means. She saw a comment about a third wife comment. And, I can laugh about it because he's not my dad, My dad was a mess, but she gave me the dirtiest look. Third wife. I was like, look, I didn't plan the wedding or nothing. There's no news of one, but she wasn't having it. Like, that's her father, and they love Coach Nyla, so it's like nobody's stepping on anybody's toes around here with a third wife. What is that about? I'm like, wait a minute, it was just.
Let's focus on getting her married first. Anyway,
upset.
So now, yesterday we spoke a little bit about a question that was asked regarding abuse and narcissism and things like that. And just to let sisters know, there are predatory individuals that are out, male and female. Okay, but I'm talking to the sisters first of all, because as men, we're supposed to be the protectors and the maintainers. So to protect you, and again, knowing that men are seduced by their eyes and women are seduced by their ears, one, there's really a good system in place to make sure you have a man in between you, helping to negotiate and look for what you're looking for. And as a guardian, as a wali myself of daughters, I, have to keep an eye out for what's going on. I can't just go with, hey, I want to marry him. And these daughters, I have virtuous daughters. They don't know anything. They've never been in any relationships, stuff like that. So, I'm going to be the guardian because good game recognize all game. All right. So we came from a certain lifestyle. We know the deal. But there are brothers who are predatory. So if you're a sister that's out there like, oh, yeah, I'm interested in polygyny. Yeah, that's fine in general, but you might want to just fall back a little bit because all of a sudden, the one that wants to seduce your ears and tell you the things that you want to hear and so on might be the one that's trying to creep up on you. So just be aware of that and make sure you're using a guardian, a wali, or a wakil to really speak on your behalf of what you know, and somebody that knows the game and actually accept their advice. I mean, a good guardian or wali, wakil is like an attorney, and they're looking out for your best interest and your best rights. And you have less of an opportunity than a man to get it right. You want to marry, you don't want to be the one that's married, divorce, married, divorce, married, divorce type deal. You want to kind of get it right the first time, or, if you already been divorced or something like that, you just want to get it right is the point. You don't want to go through a lot of stuff because there are lots of narcissists and individuals in our society today that are just, hey, look at me, I'm this, I'm that, and they prey upon the ones that already are a little bit more enlightened, at least when it comes to not being so societally conditioned. And they say, okay, I support polygyny. I can, if it's the right individual, all those things will look like being the right individual is not. So always have that extra part in play. And if you think you're already into something abusive, and you know it, many times people look just for validation outside of it, because you already can say this, and that. And, it's pretty simple to say, all right, cool. All right, I got a bruise. Okay, well, you kind of already know, no matter how sweet the words sound behind you kind of know. And I know it's not something that people like to talk about, but we know about every 18 seconds a woman goes into the emergency room in the U.S. for domestic violence. And where I live, women killed, shot, beat to death, and it is becoming ridiculous. So much so that we just had a call to action within our own community about it. So it's real. So don't be silent about it. Talk to people who can actually take action and do something about it. Don't be embarrassed about it. We know what's going on. We don't want you to continue with something like that. And you also need to have somebody to try to screen individuals, not have to worry about being embarrassed. You have to worry about your mental health, your physical health, and healing versus embarrassment of what other people may think, because we all go through stuff, all go through different types of traumas, and that might be a test. But the thing is, in order to pass the test, you need to get away from that stuff. All right, before something happens. And I know it's kind of somber to talk about it. It's a negative thing, but it's very, very real and affects our communities. It affects what our children see. They see you coming up and taking that and think that's just normalized, or it's a whole nother level. But heed the advice. Any question I think about, or I can see we were having an audio issue, but we good to go. So we back online. So if not, again, we're gonna start filming shortly. Actually, Coach Nazir is going to start filming her module, and if you want to join us live for that and watch it and learn from it for free, then you have to, if you're on Facebook Live, that's cool. We appreciate it for the Q&A session, but you're gonna have to migrate over to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/BTS, which stands for behind the scenes, and you'll be able to get a special link to do that with. There's no replay. It's not going to be recorded to put out for you later on for free to review. No, we're going to package this product up, put the worksheets with it, downloads and other stuff, and it's going to be on sale. So we figure, hey, since we're doing it, why not invite you in, let you check us out, see what's going on. There may be some mistakes, some errors, some tripping over the tongue. Yesterday I had to get up and get some water and all kind of stuff. It's live. All right. No studio audience. Well, no physical studio audience, but I guess you are the studio audience. But that is going on. So if you want to participate in that for today and tomorrow, if you missed yesterday, too bad. You should have been there. But again, outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/BTS. Let me see. I'm going to go see if there's any other questions that we can address before we switch over and get to the training.
All right, then.
And like magic, helps behind the scenes. Send any of your questions in, please.
You also email to support@outstandingpersonalrelationships.com.
Support@outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. Send us your questions. If you want to send it through email, you can send them there as well.
Right.
So IG.
Facebook.
We ain't checking out.
No, okay. I don't know why I try. I keep I
can't see that either. There was another question that we were asked. I think it was about our traveling. When we traveled to Atlanta, we went to that event, and we got a lot of questions about best.
All right, here's a question. How would a man tell his wife he wants to marry another woman if she's always threatening to leave him? If he does, she's adamant that she would never do polygyny.
I said that.
Sister Rashida.
I said that.
Okay, how would a man tell his wife?
I think I'll tell you something.
That's
that's
some real quick.
I can't.
I don't know.
I'm like, just tell her.
I was just gonna say yes.
How would it be like? Let's go back to when you Fatimah back then was not set up this way.
No,
let's talk about that
different.
because so how would it have been where
I think honesty is the best policy in that case. I think you have to be transparent and you have to be kind because some will proclaim it and not be nurturing or caring about it. And I think you need to sit your wife down and be honest and have a conversation and say, this might be difficult, but I have something I want to talk to you about. Be a man about that. Don't be running around here not saying it, and then she's got to piece these puzzles together, put these puzzle pieces together. I would really sit down and no distractions. I wouldn't have kids running through there. I would get rid of the phones, and I would really have a conversation because you have one time to do it. You really have one time to do it and say it and get it out of your mouth.
I think that was the thing when we talked about, I want to say the Sundays live that we did when we were talking about that, when we were talking about just being honest with it, the honesty part. Yeah. Right. If that's the case, once again, we're going to talk about manipulation. The thing is, you still have to, even if it looks dire and looks bad at the beginning, you got to look at the bigger picture. If you are hiding it or lying about it or anything like that, at first, it's going to come back and bite you later. And it can, mess up and, it could create distrust. It can mess up a lot of stuff that could have just, you guys could have easily went through or could have grown through just by being open and honest about the situation.
Okay, I'm going to also comment on this because he already had a conversation. And she said that regardless, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So she's threatening to leave with the kids and all that kind of stuff, which is actually is a pretty typical response. Rashida, I think Rashida is the one who asked that. Yeah, it's a typical response. Now, what they're saying is absolutely true. The question becomes this. It becomes, one, evaluating yourself as a man. And what I mean is, all right, am I a good man? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Is my wife satisfied with me? Okay? Because some of it is just, it's a manipulation, it's an empty threat. I mean, the fact of the matter is, men, good men or outstanding men are so rare to really find that, and again, I'm just coming across, maybe you somewhere there's a whole bunch of men and they good men and they really doing the thing. Text us, let us know what that is. I have daughters, all right? So I don't want to sound like I'm just over exaggerating, but if you're a good man, here's the thing. You're going to have to make a decision on whether or not you're willing to live with that resentment. Okay, because resentment is going to build. And I spoke about this yesterday because I didn't do that. I talked about the decision that I made. And, best practice is to sit down, discuss it, make a decision, take action. Okay, because you're going to have to deal with drama either way it goes. All right, normally you got to deal with drama. So you're going to have to deal with hurt, there'll be pain, there'll be all of this stuff. So it's better to get that done up front than to get it done down the line. Okay, so one, evaluate stuff. If you're a good dude, then and you're a good man and you're a good father, because you talked about the children, women already know that this is our weak point. We want to make sure we're still there, and I don't want anything threatening the family. But what happens when the threat comes from within the family? When it's your wife? You know what I'm saying? That's already bringing it head to head. Some type of decision needs to be made. So the question is, the next 10, 15 years or 5, whatever it may be, are you going to be able to live with that resentment? You already told her, you already want to make a decision, but somebody else is controlling your decision. All right, if you're willing to live with that resentment, then don't do it. If you feel that it's important, all right, that you're a good man, and that's an empty threat, and she's going to recognize you're a good man, and, eventually will cooperate, meaning that you're a good dude. I mean, she can roll the dice with somebody else or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? That's her choice. That's really a gamble. But if you're a good dude, if you're a good man and everything else, it more likely than not, that would be the normal knee-jerk reaction to it. And if you do it and you do it properly, again, you're not just in and out playing games and stuff like that, then it can most likely work. The thing is to be upfront with it, stuff like that. Again, like I said, I didn't do that. I got married, let her know on the other end when I should have did it reverse with best practice. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to get her permission or anything like that.
Right.
Who we already married to, but you do have to evaluate yourself and make the decision on whether or not she wants to take that gamble, because there's something that you have within you, and men are not like women. So if somebody cares more about what other people are thinking of society and their opinions versus what's really going on in the family and what's best what you feel is best for the family as a leader of the family, then I mean, so be it. Maybe it's not meant to be. But if you're a good man and you're weighing things, it'll likely weigh here a lot stronger. Okay, so I'm
gonna add to this because I have to. Also, I had a conversation with a sister, and she told me, we argued about polygyny many, many years ago, and I said, you know, this is something that's allowed. And she let me on to something. She said, you know what, Fatimah, I argued with you back then because I disagreed with it, not that it being allowed, but that I didn't want it in my life because what I didn't have in my marriage already. So she was saying to me, I couldn't see him balancing between two women because we didn't have balance between us. So there was some pre-existing things. It wasn't a polygyny issue. There was already some problems within the marriage. So you have to look at your marriage as it is presently too, and work on some stuff. And then it might be easier for life to accept it, you know, and stay and not threaten and these things like that. But if they see they don't have a lot of time with you already, they feel some type of way when they're splitting time. So there has to be some type of compromise. You know, the woman has to have more knowledge of what it's going to look like, what it's going to be. We'll get into that in our trainings. But
right.
I think that was a good point she had. She was like, it wasn't polygyny. We had an issue already, you know.
Now,
I like that.
Couple things. One, first is it's like two more questions, and then that's a wrap. We're gonna go live. Now, the website did have some audio issues at first, so if you were there and it wasn't acting right, refresh the page. It's fixed. It's all good. So yeah, so you could actually watch this here. If you're on Facebook, you can go to the website that I sent you. Blah blah blah. Get the link. Be good to go. Sometimes people think polygyny is a solution to a bad marriage. It's not.
Right.
It's not gonna fix your bad marriage. All right. Marriages are marriages. You have ups and downs, stuff like that. If you're feeling bad and you want to marry another wife for that, that's not it. Okay. So that would be pretty immature. Okay. Just like it is, bro. I'm gonna make him so he ain't gonna never want another woman, another wife.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I can't
tell you. When I was younger, it was Teresa Randall. What's Sunshine's name?
Layla Rashawn.
Yes. And then Eddie should have definitely married.
He don't want to hear my list.
And Sade and all that. I'm telling you, these are the queens. Angela Bassett and all that.
Yes.
We
marry all of them.
Vanessa Bell Calloway.
We're all fans of them.
Yes.
I'm just before the early Vanessa Bell Calloway. Anyway, I'm just saying.
And our preferences, change throughout the years.
So and we human. You know what I'm saying? So light skin, yeah. I don't like the light skin stuff. Anyway, nevertheless, here's the question. Well, polygyny is not a solution for bad marriages. You have to work on your marriage. I mean, regardless. I mean, you can be in polygyny and then something's not right in one or more of the marriage. It's not back in monogamy. Okay.
And you can't use other people to replace what you don't, because that's not fair to either wife.
There's a question. Shalom or salam, brother. You asked a question about, in your opinion, is a good courtship phase? How long is a good courtship phase? And you also said that inspiring them and so on. Brother, I don't want to mess your name up. Telemachus. What you think it is? I got Tori down though, and St. Julian, brother.
With that.
Definitely good. I definitely
I
appreciate that. I mean, it's real. We definitely have to, step up and be men. When we're talking that king talk, we have to demonstrate it. With that being said, courtship, it really depends. See, for us as Muslims, we really don't court. Okay, we don't have like that courtship thing. You do get to know somebody and stuff like that with the guardian and so on. It's a little different than your situation, but people can know each other for a while. Maybe they can, they will speak and get to know with, again, that guardian or whatnot available. But it's not like the traditional stuff you see on TV where they go on the dates.
Yeah, we're not going to the drive-in and all that.
We don't have that, so I don't have any experience in that part. I mean, we know that it doesn't take us long, at least men-wise. I think we were talking about, men were being asked, when did you know you were going to marry her? And most of the men's questions was like, as soon as I saw her. Women's was not that at all. Again, men are seduced by the eyes, women are seduced more by the ears. But, courtship-wise, we don't do that in our culture. But until once you're ready to make a commitment, that's really what it comes to, that this person can qualify, if you will, and, check off ticks on the checklist that this can go ahead and possibly work and so on. I know yesterday during my course and my module, I talked about different personality types and the meshing of it, finding your core values. All of these things are very important just for compatibility. Because some people are just not compatible and it's just not going to work. Even if they're both good people, have similar goals, not going to work. But that doesn't mean that different personality types can't work together, but it may take more work and effort. And I've been blessed to have the two personality types that are the most compatible with my personality. So, alhamdulillah, indeed. All praise next to Allah. Anything else you want to add?
And we didn't know that prior. We just found that out
Yeah.
like recently that
Years ago.
our personality types are, because they'll go, well, they took a personality test and we didn't.
And it'd be good to do it.
It would be good to do.
I mean, we didn't. I mean, we didn't know anything about it before, but that'd actually be a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Definitely appreciate you.
We gotta go.
Definitely
We're
appreciate
leaving.
you, Coach Now. Got to get on their part. They're already running a little bit behind. So we ain't got to leave you. Y'all can join us. But you got to go to outstandingpersonalitionships.com/BTS for behind the scenes. We're going to go ahead and get set up. Coach Knight is going to be ready. We're going to change the background and be live with you. So appreciate you. See you shortly. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace, y'all.
Share, like, subscribe on the pages and all that stuff.
Because what?
Sharing
Is
is caring.
Crazy. All right. Peace.
Oh, my goodness.
Got the mic, got the phone, got the setup. I'm about to bounce.
Oh,
Go to bathroom again.